Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Wow, I can't believe how long it's taken me to share this technique with you. I've wanted to for, gosh, a good few weeks now. Today we're going to be making a card similar to this one using a tea bag fold. I got this really neat little book. Oh, you can't see that. Tea bag folding through the season. Well, let's see. Oops, no, that's not the way I want to zoom out some more. Oh, that's a little better. There we go. Okay. This is the fold we're going to do. For this card, we are going to need 5 by 10 inch sheet of Whisper White cardstock, and score that on the 5-inch line, giving you a 5 by 5 card. And I did mine what we call landscape instead of portrait, which would be like this. So we've got that. We're going to need 4 pieces of 4 pieces of 2 1/4 real red cardstock. This is 2 3/4 piece of real red cardstock. 4 pieces of Designer Series paper, and this is from the Berry Bouquet. These are cut at 2 inches. So these are 2-inch squares. This is what the other side looks like. And then also 8 1.5-inch squares, which we will use for the tea bag fold. A 2.5-inch piece of brushed gold cardstock. A 1-inch by 4-inch piece of real red cardstock. This is 7/8 by 3 7/8 piece of gold, brushed gold. And then this is 3 1/4, I'm sorry, 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece of Whisper White cardstock. So first we start with what they call a basic square fold. You're going to fold your wrong sides together in half. And I should have brought a bone folder in here because folds, getting a good fold is really important. Then you're going to open that up. So now I'm going to turn it this way and fold it in half again. Just like that. And then I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to fold on the diagonal, but I'm using the opposite side of the paper. This would be putting my right sides together because this is the side of the paper that I want to show. So I'm going to fold it, making a triangle. It's all this part is very easy. Open that, turn it, and then do it another triangle. I want to try to line up those edges, and I usually try to get them lined up and hold them really tight, and then fold, get my fold line. So let me see if I can show you all the different folds that we have now. I'll come in tight on here. Oop, that's a little too close. Sorry about that. Okay. And as you can see, there's some white showing there, so I could ink that up if I wanted to. But I don't really think you're going to notice that a lot, depending on the paper you use. So if you can see, let's see which way is better to show you. Here we have, going out of frame. Sorry about that. So there's a cross here, and then we have X's going that way. I think I need to maybe try to zoom out some more. Okay. So now we're going to take it, and the folds are pretty, it should fold pretty easily for you. So when you fold you take your sides, oops, sorry about that. Take your sides and fold that in. It's going like that, which will give you a diamond shape. And that's your basic square fold. Okay, so now, I'm sorry, I am going to zoom out because I keep going out of camera range, which is no fun when you can't see what's being done. Okay, so now I have my diamond. This is the open side. I want to take this top flap right here, and I am going to fold it over to that line. So I'm folding it down like that, and then fold it back over. Just like that. Basically, you're folding that little section underneath. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And again, if you can see right there, there's the line, the fold line. Come in tight again and try to show you that. So I'm going to take it from this tip and that part right there. I'm just going to line it up right there on the fold line. That's all there is to it. Just like that. And then turn that over and fold it down. So you have a shape that looks like that. Pretty cool, huh? So it's really easy. You need to make 8 of well, however many you want. This card has 8 petals on it. I have another card that I will show you later at the end. I also put crystal effects just a little on the inside, and I did these all flat down to the card. You will see the next card that I show you when we're done with our project. I didn't flatten the inside of the card. So, go away. So now we're going to do our 8 petals. Okay, now that I have all 8 of my petals all folded, now I like to lay out the petals to see how I want them put together, like which ones I want next to each other. So what you're going to do is take your adhesive. In this case, I use Crystal Effects because I have discovered that when it comes to working with things that have a bit of weight to them, the Crystal Effects holds very, very well. And while it's wet, I still have a little time to move things around, but once it dries, it's a good hold. So I'm just going to put a little bit, just a little drop of Crystal Effects onto this flap here. Can you see that? Going tight again and try to stay in frame. See it right there? Okay, so just under my little fold design there. And then I'm going to take my next petal and I'm going to just kind of slip it right in there. So the points are together, and this is kind of tucked in there. Tucked inside the first petal. I'm going to do that with all the petals all the way around. So just a little bit. Don't need a lot. And I'm going to, I forgot my order here, so hopefully I'll like it when it's all done. Just tuck it right in there underneath that folded area. And hold. And then on this last one, you need a drop of adhesive there, and then a drop on, oops, you can't see the petal, it's out of camera range. Okay, so again, I'm going to put a drop here of the adhesive, but then I'm also going to put a drop here on there. Okay, and then so I'm going to slip it in right there, but I need this last one here, or actually it was our first petal, to go on top. So it's being nestled into the one before it, and then our very first petal is being nestled into it. So there's our little T-fold. So the T-fold is on this scallop, and I used the 2 3/8 inch scallop punch. And then I used my crocodile to punch the holes in that you see here. So let me do that now. I like to see where I'm punching, so I hope mine punches upside down. And then now I'm going to take my crocodile. I'm using the 1/8 inch hole, the tiny hole on there. I'm going to center it from each scallop as best I can. And punch just like that. I'm going to do that all the way around. That one's a little off, but who's going to notice, right? Me. Okay. So now I'm going to place my little T-fold flower. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to add my brad. I take that back. So I have this one little clear brad. I'm going to stick it through the hole. And open that up. Just like that. And now I'm going to add this to my scallop using my Crystal Effects. And again, I'm using this because this has a bit of weight to it. Probably didn't need to put quite that much on there, so I'm trying not to squeeze it through the top. Oops. Clean up this. Okay. So while this is drying, I'm going to set that aside. And get to the rest of the card. So the next thing we need to do while that's drying is our embossing. I'm going to take my, my embossing buddy, and just rub it on this piece of Whisper White cardstock. And just brush off any, powdery stuff that may be on there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of repositionable tape, if I can find what I did with mine, so that my paper doesn't move while I'm doing this. And I'm taking my clear mount block I, and I'm using this beautiful set right here. I especially love these two stamps. Actually, I like all these, the little lodge and everything, but these are really pretty. I'm going to use this stamp right here, and this is from Christmas Lodge. Oops. So I'm going to get that onto my block. I'm going to ink that up with the Versamark. I'm trying to center this. Oops. I hope when I don't watch this video and find out my head was all in it. And I forgot to wipe around my edges, so hopefully I don't have halos, because that bugs me. Okay. And then now I'm going to take that up and get my embossing powder. This is the gold. I'm just going to generously cover that. That looks pretty good. I usually like to do it a couple more times just to make sure I've got full coverage. And then tap all that excess off. And if you have little speckles where you don't want them, just get a brush, like a paintbrush, a soft paintbrush, and just brush that away. I think that's good. Now I'll get my embossing heat tool and some tweezers. Okay, I'm going to come in tight, a little tight on that. Just a little, not too much. I have my tweezers here so that I don't burn myself, and as you can see, that's changing. So, and there, it's so pretty. I love embossing, and hopefully one day I will be better at it. You know, cleaner, fewer mistakes, because it is such a beautiful effect and very easy to do. So what I've decided to do, looks like I had a little specks and there's a little mark over here. I decided to go ahead and just give this a little bit of a distressing. So I'm gonna, this is crumb cake, and I'm gonna see if I like the way the crumb cake looks. And if it's too light, I may go with soft suede. I love inking with soft suede. It's really nice. But I don't really want too much on here, so just a little. I think this will be fine. Oops, am I going out of range? Now I'm just going to get my Snell adhesive and put this sentiment part together. So I think that's straight. So I'm going to go ahead and press that down really well. Yes, at least to my naked eye, looks straight enough. Okay, and then I'm going to put this piece. Okay, and then same thing, centering from top to bottom, side to side. Best I can. That looks, I think that looks good enough, so I'm going to press that down and put that aside. Okay. And now I'm going to get my card and put everything together. So I'm going to take my 4 2 1/4 pieces of cardstock, and lay them out first. You could, you know, lay out your squares first, like center your designer paper on there first and then do it if you want to, or do it this way, whichever works best for you. Okay, I'm going to put them on where I want them. I'm thinking about 1/4 of an inch border is what I'm going to want all the way around. The last piece should be easy. You're lining up that edge and this edge. My X should look straight. It shouldn't look all wonky. And once I get it where I want it, I carefully take up one at a time and put adhesive on it and then put it down. And then after I get all of these down, then I center the designer series paper onto those. So now that I have all my 4 panels laid out, then I'm going to, well, first of all, make sure my card is opening the right way. Then I'm going to go ahead and lay down my larger piece. This is the 2 3/4. I take that back. You need to get your sentiment down first. And you just want to kind of place that, or, well, it's not that you need to get your sentiment down first, you need to get where it's going to be. So I'm just going to place that there. And then put this piece down. Okay. So again, this is my brushed gold, and this is cut at 2.5 inches. See, I think I want to go that way. Not that it really matters, but the grain or lines are going in that direction. And I'll go ahead and put my sentiment on the card. You could pop this up if you wanted to. I chose not to because there's already so much dimension going on with the card. I didn't feel that it was necessary. You know, as much as I love popping things off of cards, these pretty much already pop because of the layers. Okay, and so then the last thing we're going to do is take our flower that we made in the beginning and attach that with the crystal affix. Another thing you could do that a friend of mine did, because she came to my card making class, is there is a seam down the middle of each petal. See if I can show you that. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a pencil. Something to point with. So down the middle there's a seam, a fold line from when we did our folding before. You can take and raise your little petals up, like fold on that line and raise your little petals up some more, and it just gives it a different look. You will see on the next card I'm going to show you where I did not do that, and just give you an idea of you know, different looks with the card or with this particular fold. And you know, this one would definitely need padding. Probably, it actually would probably need to be boxed because you don't want that to go flat. And that gives it a really, a really cool effect. So let me go ahead and put that on with my crystal effects. That's probably good. Center that on the card and press. Zoom out here again. Okay. So there's that card. This is the other one that I made using, this is also paper from the Berry Bouquet paper stack. See, I told you it was very pretty. On this card, like I said earlier, I did not flatten the petals down. I kind of like it like that. But another thing I did is, when I was putting my petals together, I was wondering why the last one didn't seem to line up perfectly. And you probably, I don't know, you may be able to tell or not. Well, maybe now you can, now that I pointed it out. But anyway, I went ahead with, I just kind of fussed with it till it looked okay. Well, I found, what happened was I dropped one of the petals without knowing it. So this is actually a 7-petal flower. I found the 8th petal on the floor later. So anyway, that's one look. And then again, here's that one. And this one with everything laying flat. Let's see if I can zoom out a bit more so you can see all 3 of the cards. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I'm so glad to be back with you, and I have so many cool things that I've been learning that I really want to share with you. I don't know what happens. You know, it's hard to find the time to record, and then especially the editing part of it. But I really do enjoy this community and just hanging out with you. Thanks for watching. I look forward to being with you again. Have a good day.